Hello and welcome. Today we will talk about integrating GitKraken with GitHub. GitHub is a remote repository and we can push our code to the GitHub and we can pull our code from GitHub also. My name is Mohammed and let's see how we can use GitHub with GitKraken. Now, what we have been doing is we were working on GitKraken, which is a GUI tool, right? So what we have been doing is we are using the local repository. We are using a machine to create branches, to merge branches, and all the operations that we are doing it on a local machine. Now, what we want to do is we want to communicate, or we want to push or pull our code to a remote repository, to a server, you can say. And this server in our case is GitHub. In GitHub, we can push to the GitHub, we can pull from the GitHub. And why we are doing it? Because when we work in a team, we need a place from where we can share our code. So if we have developers working in a team, so we need some place from where the developer can refer and we can work in an integrated manner. So developers can also push and pull from here, and that's how we work. Okay, so now we are here in GitKraken and I have created a new repo, and it's a very clean and very neat repo. So here we only have one master branch, and this is on local machine. There is no remote repository connected now. So what we want to do is we want to have a connection with the remote repo, so we can push our code and we can pull also from there. So before doing that, we need to first authenticate with the GitHub. So I have already logged in my GitHub. So you would have to first register and you have to create your GitHub account, and then you can create repository. So I have 3 repositories here. Let me create a new repository, a fresh repository. And we can say that GitHub repo 1. Let's keep it simple and let's create a repository. Now we have a new repository, which is a blank repository, and we don't have any code here. So how we can connect our GitKraken with this repository? So first we will have to go to the preferences and we will have to select the authentication, and then we will go to the github.com. Now here we have to first connect it, and if I click the connect button, here the GitKraken is asking me to grant permissions, and if I would grant permissions, I would say continue authorization, and here I have a success message, and now the GitHub and GitKraken are good to go. With that, and here as you can see, connected to the GitHub. So this is a SSH, a default SSH key that will be used to communicate between GitHub and GitKraken. Whenever we will push the code or pull the code from GitHub, the GitKraken will use the SSH to encrypt the messages and to decrypt the messages. We can also use this key, or we can also generate the SSH key and add to the GitHub. There is another option is to create a key manually. So I would prefer, and I will use the manual process to show you how we can do this. So I'm going to show you the process to generate the SSH key. So here is the link, and here is a process of generating SSH key using the Git bash on Windows machine. I'm using Windows, so I will show you on Windows machine. You can also use any of the machines. If you're using Mac or Linux, you can refer to this link. So here is a simple process, and let me show you how we can do this. And also we have the same process on Bitbucket. So this is a Bitbucket link, and it says set up SSH for Git on Windows. The only difference between the Bitbucket process and the GitHub process is GitHub using the SSH keygen command with some parameters. some ministry, it's going the algorithm and the email and stuff like that. But in Bitbucket, it's just simply you have to use the SSH key gen command, and then you have to follow the process. So let me show you the simpler process, which is just using the SSH key gen command and following the process. Let me open the Bitbash. I have already generated the SSH keys, but I want to show you again so that you could follow with me. So I will use SSH-keygen and I will press enter. Now it's showing me that generating public and private RSA key pair. Now what is public and private keys and what is SSH? I cannot explain you here because this is not the focus of this video. You can search on internet about this topic. So it says enter file in which to save the key, and I will use the default file location. So I will hit enter, and it says that the key already exists. So do you want to override? I will say yes, I want to override because I want to show you. Now it says enter passphrase. So it's just a password. You can write any password. Let me write my password. Okay, and we have to give the same password again. Now I have the keys generated, and the location is given here. The location is given here. It says your identification has been saved in this location, and your public key has been saved in this location. So let's go to this location, C drive, and I can say users, my username, and then .ssh. And if I'll open this, I have two files, id_rsa and id_rsa.pub. So .pub is a public key, and without extension, this file is a private key. Now I can use these public and private keys to connect to GitHub or Bitbucket or any other remote repo. So I will go to the Bitbucket, to the GitKraken, and I can browse this. I can browse this to .ssh, and for the private key, I can select this option. I can say open. Now it's showing me the public key, the private key link, and I have this public key which is with the extension of pub, and I can open this, and it says enter a title. You can add this to your SSH key, and I can enter the title and say public private key and add to the GitHub. Now it says SSH key added to the GitHub. Let's go to the GitHub and let's check. Now I'm in a GitHub. You can go to the settings and SSH, and as you can see here, we have this public private key label, and this is added by GitKraken. It's also showing me that it's added by GitKraken, and it's also showing me that it's never used. And if you see this key, this has been used last week. So now we can use this key and we can communicate with the GitHub using these keys. So to summarize, we created the SSH keys and we linked our SSH keys with GitHub, and now we can use this GitHub account for our purpose. So that's it for this video, and I will see you in next video. Thank you.